So, good evening. Can I start? Yeah. So, this is the last topic that I should cover, and it is the regression analysis 6.3. That means it is there in page number 362. Okay. The last topic that we are going to do, 6.3 module 6.3. Regression analysis. Correlation you have already done. So regression was left. So we are going to discuss regression today. Then, so when you talk about regression, it is almost the same. The application is almost same as correlation. Suppose you have two quantities x and y. Okay. So suppose x is the time and y is the cost. Okay. So when this time increases, okay, when the time increases, most of the cases the cost also increases. Yes or no? So suppose whatever the cost of an cost of 1 liter of petrol was 10 years back, now it is definitely increasing. Yes or no? So when you have two quantities, and these things when I was explaining for correlation, that time I gave some example of advertisement and money earned. Yes or no? So there I took these advertisements and money earned after the advertisements as the two quantities x and y. So when two quantities we have to compare, suppose in some situations it cost get decreases also. For example, you have kept some amount in a share market, and the moment you kept it, from that time it is decreasing. Yes or no? So it's not that always time increases and we get the cost also increases. It can also go downwards. Now when we have these two or two datas as a whole, okay, so here to compare them and some analysis are required for further investment in case of share market, and further these things, more inputs are required. So we always prefer the regression. Getting it? So I won't go to much of this. Just regression is what? It's almost similar to the correlation. Now, if you see the graph, if you see the graphs, it is there in page number 364, right? So there are 4 graphs, the way we have also 4 graphs in the correlation. So here, the first graph you see, the graph, this is the quantity x, this is the quantity y. And I said what is dependent and independent. Suppose in the previous example, it was time and cost. So time is independent, cost is dependent. That means at any time we can invest the money and all. So time is independent, cost is dependent on the time. So this time independent is x, which we prefer to represent along x-axis, and the dependent one along y-axis. Now suppose the graph has come like this, it means that when a time is increasing, cost is also increasing. So other situation like this x time is increasing, the cost is decreasing. So the graph will go like this. So these are 4 different graphs. The first one is called direct linear. This is inverse linear. Direct linear means increasing graph. This one is increasing, this one is increasing. Inverse linear. So linear, straight, but inversely. That means when this x quantity is increasing, this is decreasing. So it sometimes what happens, instead of having direct linear and direct linear graphs, we can also get curvilinear graphs. So it's like direct curvilinear. So it is called direct curvilinear. So sometimes we can also have the graph like this. Sometimes we can also have this, or it can be like this. So it is upward, the trend is upward, but not very straight or not smooth upward. So sometimes there is a decline also. So this type of curves are called direct curvilinear and inverse curvilinear. Okay. So how to draw the graphs? Now the question here, or what we are going to discuss today. So as I showed you the 2 different graphs, suppose these 2 or the other two. So this is called regression line. This is called regression line. upward and downwards. So their equation we should know. As you know, when you have an equation of straight line, it always comes in two variable. Y is equal to, suppose, mx plus c in this form. Or also we have ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. That means since it is having two variables, so this equation also should come in two variable x and y. So linear, since they are linear graphs, so y and x should get the exponent 1. So these x and y should get the exponent 1. Getting it? Otherwise, if it is a whole square sort of things, the graph will go something different. Yes or no? So we are going to discuss today how to get these equations for different situations. These equations means equations of regression line. Okay, that is actually our topic today. And let's start. All of you, right? The linear regression line. Linear regression line. And some coefficients we need to find it, okay, which comes in exams, okay. Linear coefficient, linear regression line is the topic of discussion today. So a linear regression line is of the form, a linear regression line is of the form a linear regression line is of the form y is equal to the moments I said about this, y is equal to a plus bx. Getting it? So as I said, y is equal to mx plus c or y is equal to a plus bx, where this a and b are two real numbers or coefficients which we need to find by using this particular formula, xy, summation of xy minus n x bar y bar divided by summation of x square minus n x bar square. What are those? We are going to discuss. Not very difficult. And b also we should know. B is simply y bar minus a x bar. Sorry, this second one is a. Sorry, the second one is a. So this a and b, from where do you get it? This is the topic of discussion. Yes? This one? N. This one, no? N. Okay? So this is n, and here a is equal to b minus. So it looks complicated or looks difficult, but actually not. So a regression line, we'll be trying to get it like this. And after getting the line, there are some questions. When x equal to suppose 30, y will be how much? So for that, look at this. X is 30, y how much means we will put x equal to 30. But for that, we should know the values of these coefficients. What are those? A and b, which can be found by using these particular formulas. Okay. So write this. Let's start an example. Done? Okay. Right. One question. For the given data, for the following data, find a regression line or draw the, okay, drawing is anyway not there. For the find the regression line and compute regression line and compute y when x is equal to suppose 30. Getting it? Now the question is, suppose this. Here we will have two different quantities, as I told you. I give the example of time and cost. Suppose this x is the time, y is the cost. So we will always have two quantities for correlation and regression. So let's start with this x and y. Sometimes the table goes horizontal, you make it vertical while doing in the exams. So x is 20, suppose I am taking 22, 15, suppose 12, suppose 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and suppose 24. Getting it? Then y suppose 10, 18, 16, again suppose 18, 14 and 12. 16, 18, 14 and 12. Okay. Can I start? See, when it is an equation of line, any line, we have the equation like this, y is equal to twice x plus 3. So, for example, now this x and y they remain, just you have to find this 2 and 3, okay? Because it is an equation of line, it must be in unknown variables like x and y, only then we get in x here, y here, yes or no? So it is a similar note here also, we must have these y and x, which I have already shown in the equations previous slide. Just a minute. So if you observe here, so it will remain this, y and x will remain, just what you need to find out, a and b. Now for finding b, this is the formula, but we can't find a without b, because b must be known first, then we get this a. Now if you observe, I always say that statistics, the formula says what the next step should be. So b is, we are going to find b, which is x and y already we have. So what is here? The product of x, y, and their summation. What is this? X bar means the mean for x, y bar is the mean for. Also we need x square, summation of x square, and here square of the mean. That means in the table what is required? What is required in the table? Already the x and y you have. Already this. We need to have x square. Okay, please add this. So we need to have x square. Just a minute. Okay. So we need to have x square. That's fine. Keep saying we need to have x square. We also need to have x into y. We also need to have x into y. Anything else? X this is not required from the table because x this is the mean. So mean how to find? Suppose x this is summation of x divided by n. So we don't have to find it in a table. So it is it will be coming from the only x square and summation of x y is required. Done. So let's start. So x square is whole square of these terms, square of these terms. Please find it. It will be 484. Am I correct? 484. This is x square, huh? So it will be 225, 144, x square, 10 square as you know 100. This is 400, and this is 24 square should be 570. Am I correct? 576? Yes. Okay, 576. Done. Now this is x square of x. Now we also need to have x into y. So their product 22 into 10. So it is 220. Then xy, so 15 into 18, say 200, 270, right? Then 12 into 16, xy, 192. 10 into 18 is 180. 20 into 4 is 280. And then finally, this number, how much? 24 into 12? 280. 280? 288. Now, if you observe the formula, we need, look at this ones, for b, we are trying b. We need summation of xy, we also need summation of x square. So, we need summation of x square, we also need summation of x. But, although it is not given that we need to find summation of x, but actually required, yes or no? Because otherwise we can't find a mean, yes or no? So, we need all these terms. Find these terms. Say the total of all this. Get the sum of all this. Then we will find x bar. We will find x bar. We will find y bar. Okay. X bar is summation of x by n, y bar is, it's a mean that means, okay, by n. Please check it, is it 1430? Those who are online, please correct if it is wrong. Is it 1430? Yes, sir. Okay, and this one? 1929. This one? 88. And up 100? Okay. Now, so table is over. Now we'll go for finding x bar mean. So it's summation of x. Just now we got 103 by n. N means the number. How many times it is there? So 1, 2, 3. 6 numbers are there. So you can round it off to decimals. 17.17. Getting it? Summation of y is 88 by 6. Say 14 means 14.6. 14.66. So 14.66 it goes, so you can round it off to 14.67. Done. Now all the requirements are ready. Just you have to find b now. So to get the regression line, b is this formula: summation of xy minus n multiplied by, therefore b equal to, it will be summation of xy multiplied by n x bar y bar. Look at this, n x bar y bar divided by summation of x square minus n x bar square. So summation of x square minus n x bar. Keep putting this. Summation of xy, you have this number now, 1430 minus n means how many numbers? So both x and y is therefore 6 times only. So 6 into x is there 6 times, y also there 6 times. So 6 into x bar y bar. X bar is 17.17. Y bar, that means the mean of y is 14.67. You need to calculate it anyway. By summation of x square, which is 1929 minus n is 6 multiplied by x bar. X bar we have 17.17. Please do the calculation. Sorry. This is x bar square. Look at the denominator. X bar square. So here, that means 17.17 whole square. I just show it once here. This one. Summation of x square, but n multiplied by the mean of x. So x square. Getting it? So that should be x square. Find b. So say the direct final answer. We also need to find a after that. So is he off? Increase it. All right. Okay. So also we need to find a. A is y bar minus bx bar. Answer it can come in minus. Those who are online, are you doing it? Is it okay? Say how much you got? Minus 0. Minus 0 point? Yes, any doubt? Okay, minus 0 point? Minus 0.5? 50? Okay. Now A you just put it, A is y bar. So y bar means it's there, 14.67. These are actually coefficients. They can be any positive, negative, negative real number. So minus b. B is minus 0.507, sorry, to be multiplied by x bar. X bar is also, this will also come in probably, okay. Set a final answer for A. Is it positive or negative? Should be positive this time. Can positive. Is it ready? So this will be minus minus plus. So it will be 14.67. So minus minus it will become plus. Did you multiply this? Have you multiplied these two? Plus. Oh. So 507.507 to be multiplied by 17.17, yes or no? So 0.507, yes or no? 0.507, 0.507, yes or no? 17.1. Final. So this number will be 8.705. 8.705. And now with this 8.705, 8.705, if you add it 14.67. Yes,
23.375.
23.375. Done now? Okay. Therefore, I don't have space, I'm just writing here. Therefore, the question is find a regression line. Therefore, regression line. Therefore, the regression line, as I told you, it is y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, just you put it y. So y will remain y only. A we got 23.375. So 23.375 plus b. B itself is negative, so it will be plus minus minus 0.507x. Now, what comes in exam? You will have 4 different equations like this. Suppose y equal to this is one option. Another one is 23.34 minus something. Yes or no? So 4 equations are given. You have to choose the correct one after doing all these steps. Okay? So equations will be given. You have to choose the correct equation. Done? Now also what comes? You see, compute y when x is equal to 30. So everything you understood what is there? Second part. So either this one comes or even this. Both do not come together. So what is here? Compute y when x equal to 30. What to do? Put the value of x. So the second part, if I want to show it here, second part means this one. Compute y when x equal to 30. So just this x you replace by 30. So do it yourself. It will be y is equal to 23.375 minus 0.507 to be multiplied by the value of x, which is 30, and that calculation only required to do. So this is the first topic, getting regression line directly. Then we have one more form for this regression line. I'll start it now. Otherwise, this is the topic for us. Is it over? Can I start the last one? Is it over? So what is the value? Did you do the calculation? 8.16. Okay. So this is the final value for x. Sorry, y. Okay. Let's start. I hope it is over. Okay. Now let's start the last one, regression equation, right? Regression equation. Just a minute. Okay. Write the last topic, regression equation. Okay. So, right, regression equation. Then regression equation with the help of regression coefficients. With the help of regression coefficients. Now there are two different equations, almost they're similar. I'll do only one, other one you'll understand yourself. So for regression coefficient, y on x, for regression coefficient y on x, one equation we will get it. Then for regression coefficient x on y, I'll say what is that. So the equation is, regression equation is y minus y bar divided by b, y on x, so by, it should be written like this, byx in the suffix byx, then x minus x bar, where this byx is called the regression coefficient y on x, and it can be found almost similar sort of things, but all the formulas are different from each other. This multiplied by y minus y bar, then summation of x minus x bar whole square. This is for regression equation in terms of regression coefficient y on x. I'm going to explain what is this. Then, so x minus x bar, y minus y bar, it's summation of this. Then number two, similar for regression coefficient x on y, for regression coefficient, digna coefficient x on y. So regression equation is here simply the reverse one. So regression equation is x minus x bar, here b of xy, and it will be y minus y bar, where b of xy, regression coefficient x on y, is summation of, this question we'll try after I explain it, x minus x bar, y minus y bar, to be multiplied by summation of y minus y bar whole square. Now see, question comes directly for this, get the regression equation in terms of regression coefficient. One time you come y on x, one time you come x on y. So what is that? I just do a question, I write a question, see the steps, you'll try. Can I start? Okay. Now see, this is the very prelim regression equation. When you will do this question, now the question is which one to be done when. So this is the regression equation of a line. So as you know, it's a line. So equation always comes y is equal to a plus bx form. So this is the form. This one is the direct regression equation where the regression coefficients are not mentioned. So you will do this if the question comes, which of the following is the regression equation for this given equation? Then this one. But for this, what comes? How the question comes? Question comes, find the regression equation when the regression coefficient y on x is given. So that line will be given. So when I repeat, find the regression equation when the regression coefficient y on x is given, or when the regression coefficient x on y is given. Now regression coefficient y on x means, in that case, y is dependent on x. Y is dependent on x. In this case, x is, so y is dependent on x, one case, x is dependent on y, the other case. So even you need not worry for that. Directly it is getting mentioned. For the following, get the regression equation when the regression coefficient y on x is given. So almost, if you see the formulas, they are almost same. When it is y on x, y is dependent on x. So in that case, y will be here, x will be this side. And y on x, even you see here, y on x. This is the b, regression coefficient. This is called regression coefficient, huh? B of yx. Sometimes even only this term is asked. Find the regression coefficient y on x for the following. So only this one you need to find out. Now the question you'll observe, question is asked y on x or x on y. So if y on x, this is the equation. If x on y, this is the second one, is the equation. Done. Can you try equation? Okay, start. Fine. You observe carefully which equation actually I am trying to mean. Question number 2. Find the regression coefficient. Find the regression coefficient x on y, regression coefficient x on y, and hence find the regression equation. Hence find the regression equation in terms of it. In terms of it. In terms of it. Okay. Tell me which one. Which one? Now I have given 2. Regression coefficient. Find the regression coefficient x on x on y. Find the regression coefficient x on y. Okay. Find the regression coefficient x on y, and hence find the regression equation in terms of it. In terms of means that regression coefficient. Now x on y, the symbol is bxy. So this second one. Getting it? So I'm going to write the equation. So you understand what you have to find first. This one. Columns, what is required? What will be required? First of all, you have to do x bar, y bar. Then columns, what is required? X minus x bar and y minus y bar. But before that, you have to find x bar and y bar. That means you need to find a mean. Yes or no? So I just take a equation randomly. This is the first quantity x. Sometimes x and y they don't mention. They write something in terms of in words. For example, the money invested, time taken, like this. Okay. So you just take the first one is as x always, or the independent one. Okay. So random example: 40, 42, 38, 56, and suppose 74. Getting it? So y, suppose I am taking 60, 72, suppose 40, suppose 52, then here suppose 64, and suppose 80. Getting it? This is the question. First you have to find the regression coefficient x on y, which I said b of xy, x on y. So this, tell me the requirements. As per the formula of b regression coefficient x on y, no? X on y. So that means we are going to do this. Yes or no? So as per the requirement, what should be the columns? X minus x bar, y minus, and also the whole square. 3 columns are required. X minus x bar, y minus y bar, and the whole square of y minus y bar. So I just add the columns here. We need 3 different columns. First one is x minus x bar, y minus y bar, and also, no, just a minute. Not only this, say 2 more columns are required. Their product is required now. So x minus x bar to be multiplied by y minus. So done not these two, we also need another 2 columns. So this column will be x minus x bar and their product. So square for this. And also you see here, we need to have this one. We need to have this. X on y now, so this whole square. When it is y on x, x minus x bar whole square. Now we also need to have y minus y bar whole square. We also need to have y minus, so these are the columns. Now, what initially you should find to go for this all the columns? You should know what is x bar. You should know what is x bar. So, you should know what is x bar. To find x bar, you must have summation of x. You must have summation of, I believe you all know this now. X bar we will find it first. X bar means summation of x by n. It is 250. Okay, and this one? 60, no, y bar? 320, okay. Now, x bar is, you know, summation of x by n. So, 250 by? Okay. 328. So, this will be 250. N means there are how many numbers? 5. Yes or no? N means 5. Get it. Similarly, you also get y bar. I don't have space there. So I am writing y bar this side, huh? I am writing y bar this side. So y bar means summation of y by n. Summation of y is 328. N is 5. Okay. So this is easy only. 5 5s are 50. This one? 65.6. Okay. Now find x minus x bar. You understand now? X minus x bar means x bar is now 50. So x is here 40. How to do it? 40 minus? Say 40 minus 50 minus 10. Keep finding. X bar is here. Try to do it. Those who are having doubt, x bar is this one, which you have to put here. Y bar is this one, 65.6, which you need to put here. Done? Okay. Now, x minus x bar. So 42, x bar is 50, so it will be minus 8. Then 38 minus 50 will be minus 12. Correct me if I am wrong. 56 minus 50 will be 6. 74 minus this will be 24. Y minus y bar will come in decimal, of course. So 60 minus 65.6. Is it minus 5.6? Yes or no? Correct now? 72 minus 65.6, it will be, say, 6.6 plus, no? 6.4. 52 minus this will be minus 13 point, minus 13.6, right? Then 64 minus this will be minus 1 point, correct if it is wrong, minus 1.6. And finally, 80 minus this will be minus 14.4. So these are the values. Now, as you know, we need to multiply these two, multiply. We also need to do the whole square. So this one you have to do square. Get this. And we need the summation of now. We need the summation of this column. So I just write it here. We need the summation of x minus x bar multiplied by y minus. So this column we need to sum up. All these numbers you have to plus and equal to. We also need summation of this. These also we need to add, right? So it will be summation of y minus y bar whole square. These two. Get the values and try to put it now. And then কৰা পিছত 1 mark কৰিব লাগিব মেথছ পেপাৰটো এনেকৈ টাইপটো হ'বই লাগিব টাইপটোতো হ'বই লাগিব কেলকুলেটৰ দিব ন কেলকুলেটৰ দিয়ে ন এইটো ৰাফ শ্বীটত কৰিব লাগিব সেইকাৰণে এইটো পেপাৰত মাৰ্কছ কম থাকে অলপ ষ্টুডেণ্টৰ কোনটো এইটো আচ্ছা ফাইনেল So I'm writing his answers. He got it here. I didn't do it. So, okay. So this is 56. Check it, huh? 56. This is 51.2. These two are multiplied, right? And then this is 163.2. Okay. Minus 9.6. And this is 345.6. So this is the product of these two. Then whole square. So whole square of this will be 31.36, 40.96. Anything wrong? 184.96. Then this is 2.56. And then this is 207.36. Correct? Now after adding, I'm just writing his answers. So he got it 606.4. Getting it? Then he got it here 467.2. 467.2. Now the question was done, everything is okay. So the question was regression coefficient of x on y. So bxy. As I told you, this second part is our aim right now. This second one. So this one. Okay. So the second part is aim. Pause. I just show it once before I go to this question. So this is the table. Now all these values we need to put it. Is it all right? So let's put it now. Regression coefficient x on y. So x on y, that means this one. So you got this number. This is not direct. So you got this number. First of all, you have to find this x on y, right? So they're asking this portion. Huh? Our aim is now this one. We are doing this second portion. We are doing this question, okay? Now, B of this regression coefficient x on y. So this number from the table you can see, 606.4, yes or no? So this number is 606.4. And the other one is 467.2. 467.2. Given? 1.29. Okay, you can round it off to 1.3. Okay, so you can round it off to 1.3. Done. Now, this is the first part. Now the equation is this one. So, if you put it here, x is x only. X bar is already there. X bar is, sorry, not this. X bar is 50. X bar is 50, y bar is 65.6. So, x bar is 50 minus b of xy, that means regression coefficient x on y, which you got just now 1.3. Then y minus y bar 60, 60, y bar means 65.6. So 65.6. But you cannot keep this answer here. This one needs simplification. This one simplification means x minus this 1.3 you have to multiply with both of them. Okay, so done now. So I just do it above 65.6. So it is 65.6. Now I'm just doing here. I hope it is clear. This implies. So I'm doing here, all of you. I'm trying to do in the same pace. So x minus 50. This is 1.3 into y is 1.3 y only. Say how much is that? 85.28. 85.28. Okay. Now x is here. It is 1.3 y. This minus 50, if it is there, then plus 50. So it will be minus 85 point is minus 50 it will be. So it will be 35.28. Am I correct? So this is the equation. This is the equation for y, x on y. Getting it? And the steps are similar. So I think you understood now. When it is x on y, y minus y bar. And this is y on x, x minus x bar whole square. Done? Now the last formula I give, which is the error, standard error to estimate. An easy direct question, direct formula, only just need to write the formula. All the values are found here already. Okay? Is it done? Okay. Right? The last one, because the question even comes from here. The standard error, you can see it is there in page number 372. The standard error of estimate. I will just discuss the formula because you know how to put the values. Getting it? So standard error as E equal to, this is the formula, summation of y square minus A summation of y minus B summation of xy by n minus 2. Okay. Now, seeing the formula only, it should come to your mind that this is not the topic that we are doing just now. What is which one? The previous one, first one. So, look at this. It's not this. A and B. This one. Okay. So, we need to have the values of A and B and also N. N we know already. So, we have to use this formula. Now, summation of y square you already know. Summation of y you know. A and B you have to find it from there, the coefficients. and then n is the number of observations. Now, if question comes to find the standard error of estimate in regression, similar errors are there also in Carl Pearson's error we have done in correlation. Yes or no? I discussed the formula, I did not do any question. So here also I'm not going to do it. Just to get the standard error of estimate, first you have to find that A and B, the way we found it today. First you have to find A and B, you have to put it, and also what to put? Summation of, look at this. In this we did not do summation of y square. So here you need to do summation of y square, summation of y, and x and y to be multiplied, then their sum. And n is the number of observations. Now, if I talk about the use of this, why this is required? Okay, when the error is more, less reliable. That means if someone is saying something about that, okay, the cost will increase when the time increases. So when you find the error there, if the error comes more, that means that data is less reliable. We can't rely on the data. So less error, more reliable. Getting it? So finding is this formula. Just you have to put all the values of y square, y, and you understand now how many times is number of observations. Okay. So I have covered almost all the topics. Your exam is on 16. All the best to all of you. Okay. All the best here also. All right. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, those who are online, all the best once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.